Hello. Welcome to Copas Chez Gabriel number 6. Welcome to all the new subscribers. It's amazing to see you. I really appreciate the all the new subscribers, all the new followers. The Copas Chez Gabriel number 3, the one on Patain Dollard, had an amazing reception. The long version, the hour-long version, has like 3,000 views, and then the shorter versions have like 2,500. It's crazy. So I've just cracked 100 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for a small channel like mine, and yeah, 20,000 views overall on the channel. So really encouraging, and would love to keep it going. Right now I'm at 111. So really cool, and yeah, want to keep it up. Want to keep the channel growing. And that being said, if you are kind of digging what I'm doing, kind of the multilingual assessment of culture, photography, art, cinematography, style, clothes, whatever, my kind of thing, house music, dance music, nightlife, gig culture, I would love for you to send my stuff to a friend, or to subscribe, to like, to comment, all that kind of lame YouTuber talk. But yeah, if you can send it to a friend who might dig it, I would really appreciate it. I really would. So yeah, really cool. Welcome to all the new folks. Thanks a lot for helping me grow the channel. I really appreciate it. So yeah, let's check in. So I'm kind of a week behind production schedule, I guess. I've got kind of a timeline for all these kind of videos I want to get out. What happened was I got super sick. I got super sick. So for like 5 days I was out of commission, and yeah, pretty intense. So anyway, here we are, and putting out number 6. There's a couple other videos I would love to get out kind of before my next trip. We'll see what happens. I'm heading to, the basis of this video is I'm heading to Edinburgh and London in about 2 weeks, and this is kind of a preliminary. We're going to kind of look at kind of what I'm going to get up to up there, which is kind of revolving around gigs, menswear, house music. Those are kind of the big things. That's kind of what I care about, right? Menswear, dance music. And it should be really cool. So yeah, I'm heading up to Edinburgh in about 2 weeks to see my grandmother and some other family, doing like a big family reunion, and then I'm going down to London to see my dad and some other family, and I'll be in London a couple days by myself at my dad's spot. He'll be somewhere else with other family. So yeah, I have a couple days, which is super cool. Although I was born in London, I moved away pretty soon. I moved away as a very young kid. And when I've gone back to see my dad, we've actually kind of done other stuff. We've gone to the beach, we've gone to Edinburgh lots. So I haven't really spent that much time in London, which it's a bummer. I would love to kind of reconnect with the city and get to know it. So yeah, it should be really cool. So I'm excited to get up there, and let's talk about kind of what I'm going to do while I'm there. And I would love to get some of your impressions. If anyone has any kind of ideas or recs or contacts up in Edinburgh or London and the kind of creative spaces that I operate in, that'd be super cool if you could put me in touch. So let's start off with these cool little pics, which I think should be which is just kind of a nice little low-key way to start the show. This is just a couple pics to show here. This is from the New York Times Style magazine. In the British countryside, a holiday feast with sofa-shaped butter, hosted by Alex Wilcock and Felix Conran. Conran's a famous name. I don't think that guy's related to Conran. The father-son founders of the furniture brand Maker and Son. The gathering celebrated their family's love of all things design. Does it have a person? Okay, Sophie Bew. This was from Christmas time, 3 or 4 months ago. So yeah, a couple of really cool pics here. Let me make sure I credit the photographer. I think this is right. Okay, Philip James Greengrass Hewitt. I will put his portfolio in the description. A couple of really cool pics here. Check these out. They've done some kind of holiday little dinner feast kind of thing, roast. Check this out. Roasted seasonal vegetables and wholemeal bread that Conran baked earlier in the day. How fantastic is this? This is so good. This reminds me of Patain Dollard, the guy that we've been really into lately. This is really cool. Gets me excited to go up there and have some nice meals. This was also excuse me. This is also pretty sublime. Check this out. from left, kind of naming the different people. Chat beside the bonfire during the appetizer course. How good is this? This reminds me of Knives Out, if you guys saw that, with Ana de Armas and with the stunning, with the actress that all my friends and I are obsessed with, Ana de Armas and James Bond, Daniel Craig guy, and Lakeith Stanfield, right? This is really, really cool. Really great sense of place, lots of kind of ambiance and atmosphere. This feels special. Also cool, yeah, nice little jackets. This is cool, very cool pick. So yeah, I thought that was just a nice way to start the show off. A couple cool kind of, atmospheric, kind of festive, somewhat pictures. The holidays are over, but yeah, I'm heading up there and I'm seeing family, which is cool. And let's get into it. So here's another thing that we will read. So Drake's. This is a lookbook that Drake's did. Drake's in Edinburgh, the lookbook. This is, I don't think they quote the person who writes it. I think it's just kind of the staff. So yeah, I would consider Drake's to be one of those brands that has definitely caught my attention. As I'm 24. I'm kind of I'm not interested really in streetwear anymore, kind of at all. I'm trying to kind of graduate into this kind of menswear scene. Obviously, want to mix, kind of some of the cool vintage tees and kind of, some of the kind of more, kind of hip street kind of threads, right? Some still kind of, cool vintage tees and graphics and stuff. I don't want it to just all be kind of 55-year-old accountant kind of look, right? But I do want to be buying. I want to get to the point where I can buy expensive long coats, not necessarily just because it's expensive, but because it's really well made and it's the best material possible. I think they make they have really good sourcing. All of it's like really well made and really well done. Another piece I just read, which I'll link in the bio. Drake's I think started as a tie maker in like the 70s, somewhat similar to Ralph Lauren, and they've done a really, really fantastic job kind of expanding their offering and transitioning, right? You can't become a $10 million company off ties, I don't think. So they've kind of expanded, right? Now the article was saying they've become as well known for their Oxford shirts as they are for their ties or for their scarves or whatever. So now they're making trousers and long coats and all of it, right? They have this entire offering, this whole ecosystem for the entire male wardrobe. And so they've done really, really well. So I think in the past, I think I have some crazy quote where like in 2010, the sales were 3 million or 5 million or something, and then in 2022 or 2021 it was 12 or 13 or 15. So they've done really, really well under the creative direction of Michael Hill, and so it's cool to see. I would love to stop by their store when I'm in London. I'll actually send this video to them, and I would love to if they like my style, maybe I can get some little footage in the store and a little quote and do a little write up or a little video. So Drake's in Edinburgh, the lookbook. So here's a couple pics. I've actually seen some of these. I've seen j'ai déjà vu ces photos-là dans l'étiquette, le magazine de l'élégance masculine. I've already seen some of these pics, which is fine. So nice comment, appreciate that. Okay, so check this video. Yeah, short and sweet, right? We're not really pushing too many boundaries here, but yeah, decent little campaign. I thought they actually did this is my second time watching it. I thought they actually did a pretty good job showing off kind of the Edinburgh kind of flair. It's not bad. I like this. Above all, they've got this little architectural kind of homage. That's quite cool. Solid shapes. That's pretty neat. And what else? Yeah, the bagpipes and the kind of that's got a cool flair to it. Did also appreciated this kind of hand-drawn touch at the end. That's always quite charming. I was rewatching some of Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat was one of the first guys. I think he got a lot of guys my age into filmmaking, into kind of filmmaking and storytelling. We kind of looked up to this guy. Didn't come from a kind of lower economic background and kind of was able to become a multi-million-dollar success, which is amazing. And making some cool work along the way. So with Nike and cool brands, Mercedes. And so yeah, in Nice Dad's videos, he has lots of hand-drawn kind of painting and smudging and ripping and tearing and cardboard paper and stuff. So that's what that reminds me of. That's pretty charming. What was I about to say? One thing, I do feel like I will say, you know, this kind of film, I'm not sure what this is, this kind of film video camera shot, it does feel like kind of like a crutch that people use when the shots themselves aren't that great. The shots in this actually were decent. They actually were pretty good. They actually were pretty good. Nice compositions. But I do think you're seeing lots of people kind of use this kind of film thing as a crutch, right? The shot itself isn't that interesting, and then because it's kind of got this vintage bordering around it, it's kind of like, oh, is this supposed to be cool? So yeah, I guess just keep an eye out for that. Don't get tricked. Don't get tricked by these folks. All right. Edinburgh is a lovely spot to spend a few days if you're lucky enough, as we were, to catch it during a period when the sun shines golden against the heather and the cobblestones. It can feel like a city you might never want to leave. There's fresh air, beautiful architecture, good food, better whiskey, and a beach. It's not quite Cala di Volpe, but it is a beach nonetheless. With so much to offer, we didn't have to look too far for inspiration for our latest lookbook, taking our house tailoring, blah, 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 winter outerwear, and of course, Scottish tweed all around the city. Pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool. Edinburgh, for those who have not been, yeah, this did remind me of Chicago, like in terms of the comparison. You know, LA, New York, I don't care at all about LA. New York, right? New York gets a lot of the attention in terms of being a great city in the United States. Chicago, right? Chicago in the summertime, ooh-wee, right? Hard to beat. Edinburgh is a similar kind of thing, right? When the ambient, when it's really hitting, right? You kind of got the pint and the sunshine and the whole kind of thing. It's spectacular. And for me, you know, I love the moody kind of brooding weather. So even in the winter and the fall, right? It's fantastic with the Gothic windows and the pouring rain and the smoke and the umbrellas. It's amazing. You know, stews and stuff. It's really cool. So yeah, Edinburgh's really, really cool. If you do make it out to Europe, or I guess yeah, Scotland's still European, right? You should check it out. So let's check out this lookbook. Let's see what I'm saying about it. Yeah, I mean, I think you appreciate. I appreciate the you know, the inclusion of all the different kind of architectural flavors, little details. I mean, that's a really cool looking fence. This is the kind of stuff. This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff where people from the United States of America, people like me, we kind of we see fences like this and we like lose our minds. And it's just people in Europe are so they're so. What's it called? They're so spoiled with these kind of like heritage kind of details that we just don't really have that much of outside of a handful of older cities in the U.S. There's just so many new cities in the States, so we just don't have that many kind of old little fence. You know what I mean? It's just like we're just kind of deprived of these kind of charming little details. Let's see. Yeah, not bad. This is kind of a cool pick. I've been trying to kind of hone my eye a little bit more in terms of fashion photography, kind of how you can kind of create memorable photos. We're actually going to look at the work of Harley Wire. I've been super, super impressed with her work. We're going to look at her work in a future video for sure. And she has a pretty amazing eye and a pretty amazing way of kind of contorting the way you, some lips, right? Just kind of the way you portray someone's lips in kind of a new, novel way. So yeah, more interesting than this guy just kind of standing here. That's boring. I've seen that 5,000 times. I've seen this, less. Some guy kind of losing his footing, about to fall into a lake. Shoes and the coat's kind of gingerly draping down. It's kind of cool. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I mean, pretty hot pick. You like the kind of. I'm not sure if this is corduroy. I can't. It's surprisingly difficult to to see on this lap. It's kind of like it's because I'm filming. It's actually pretty far away, but I can't tell the details here. But it's pretty hot little pick. Cool little jacket. Sitting in the park. It's pretty flattering. Fantastic little sweater here. You love to see that. Maybe this might be kind of a high-waisted corduroy trouser. It's pretty fantastic. Over in Oxford, it's a pretty good look. maybe you pop the collar, you kind of mess the hair up, and you kind of add a little bit of a flair to it. You know, with the rings and the tats and the piercings, you can kind of give it a bit, you can take some of the edge off the preppiness. Yeah, one criticism here. I've seen this a lot en fait, dans le magazine L'étiquette, il y a plein de photos où le pantalon du mec, ils sont très très courts. Ils sont serrés, resserrés aux chevilles. I'm trying to say, in this magazine that I like a lot, and online in general, I really do not like the trend of the short trouser, of the short jean, of the short kind of pants. I think it's terrible. And my mom is actually really stylish as well. She dresses pretty fantastic. She's quite an elegant woman, and she is always, since, you know, even since before this was kind of trendy, became trendy a couple of years ago, she was always really opposed to it. And it's been a problem for me, right? Because I'm a little bit of a taller guy. I've kind of bought trousers at Uniqlo, right? Trying to hoping that it kind of fits. And then I get home and mom was like, those are way too, you know, what the hell? You know, those are way too short, right? They're barely hitting my ankle, and you want them to be kind of draping over the boot, right? So it's just bad. It's just bad. So I would watch out for that. I don't love that. What is this? I might have to try and slide here. Bouquiniste. This is cool. This is the kind of stuff that would be fun to do, right? A little photo shoot. You know, like, hey, you know, go post up over there. You know, I appreciate this typography. That's not bad, man. That'd be a cool aspect of the job. I also wonder if Drake's has a full-time video person. That'd be also a pretty cool job to have. This guy's pretty classically handsome. This guy looks like the handsome Squidward version of me, with no facial hair. The facial hair has been a game changer for me. Let me just tell you, I have it's much more me than I used to look. Also, one other thing, don't love the sweater around the hip. En España, se supone en otros países también, en España los chavales de mi edad y también de que son un poco mayores llevan el jersey como diagonal sobre el pecho y los hombros, así, como un X. Y queda muy bien, queda mejor, queda menos como bringado que esto. Que me gusta más. So yeah, don't love the sweater around the hip. But you know, they're trying their best to add a little bit of style. So yeah, cool little lookbook. So definitely going to stop by the Drake store. Cool to see them, you know, they've kind of tapped in with ALD and some other brands to kind of put on American consumers. I might have even found them through ALD, you know, in the past year or two. So, or no, I think I found them through L'Etiquette. But yeah, pretty cool brands making good quality products, and I'm definitely going to stop by their spot. All right, let's check this out. So I found this really cool little video through Derek Guy, who is a style writer based in New York, I believe. I think he's based in the States. He's got a great blog, Dye Workwear, and he is pretty popping on Twitter too. So he shared this on his blog, and it's really interesting. Yeah, so I went way back into the archives of his blog, because I'm maybe going to do a video about him, and he shared this really cool little film, which is kind of like hanging on by a thread. I think, you know, the YouTube link like expired, so this is on Vimeo. Once again, still a place where you can find pretty cool little niche artistic films. And this is very interesting. So English Silk, the craft of hand block printing. So this was shot at the David Evans factory in Crayford, and this has 1,000 views. So it's basically an old documentary about the process of silk manufacturing, silk production in England. So it's a pretty cool little video. I recommend you. It's kind of I have to laugh. You know, this is one of those things that my friends I imagine my friends walking in, and I'm laying in bed with a cup of tea and watching a video on English silk. It's like a hilarious kind of moment, right? But hey, that's kind of the stuff I'm into. So yeah, I'm not saying you're gonna sit down and watch the entire thing for an hour and a half, but it's got some cool little scenes. What happened was, there's actually some cool little very quite cinematic little scenes, which I think is in line with this kind of episode about Edinburgh and Drakes and stuff. So check out some of these shots. You know what I'm saying? Even that, right? You know, the little typography that could be on a shirt. You know what I mean? That's pretty great. Great color. It's actually very cool. Little serif type on a background of a reflective little black glassy water. Nice little shot there.
It's here that the Derby and Madder handkerchiefs, beloved of Victorian snuff takers, are still printed. The firm's production manager and one of its most experienced block printers is Bob Crane.
Started work with David Evans in 1951, straight from school, washing off pots in the colour house. Most lads couldn't get an apprenticeship as a block printer unless their dad, their uncle or their aunt or even their mother worked here. But we prepare all our own silk. Everything is boiled out in a very, very hot solution of soap and other chemicals so that it is pure and clean and what we call virgin silk time it leaves there. We even have to rinse it thoroughly after we washed it to get rid of all the soap. Any residues left in it will resist colour. Then it's either used in its white state or it's dyed.
Come on, baby. That's giving it's giving completely Sam Youkilisian. It's you know, he posted that. That's getting 50,000 likes. You know, the billowing smoke and the wet fabric and the silhouette of the dude with the glasses. That's feature film.
Oh, no. All right. That's right. Very good. Another bucket busy over there?
Yeah, Shepherd's are busy today.
Well, they get another one quick, I think.
Yeah, I would if I was you. Probably wouldn't have one after.
Right. I mean, how good is this? My colors are a bit messed up because I've changed the display on my screen, but you know, it's like Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory-esque, isn't it? You know, these kind of bright fluorescent gloves with the, you know, the off-white kind of, it's almost like a cake batter, right? It's not cake batter, it's a silk kind of chemical. But yeah, it's cool colors, you know what I mean? Cool textures and stuff. It's pretty cool.
There is nothing haphazard in the blending of the colors. Constant accuracy is needed to repeatedly mix the same shades. Wally Harrison is in charge.
How good is that? That's very, very sweet. I forgot how cool that shot was. Silhouette going in and out of shadows, and he's got this great handwritten typography identification labeling system behind him. That's fantastic. And he's in this cool kind of long coat tweed, right? It's really cool.
Of the enormous library of hand printing blocks. The earliest blocks at David Evans were brought over to England from the continent. Some were part of a ransom which the French dispatched on a raft to England in exchange for money to pay the Prussians to lift the siege of Paris.
Right, these are all silk hand printed blocks that he's going through. Very cool.
An offshoot of the River Cray passes through the factory and is invaluable for washing the silk, a major reason why the factory was built here.
So yeah, man, you get the idea. It's kind of a hilarious thing to be watching, isn't it? It's almost like your roommate's coming on you and you're sitting watching this. It's almost less embarrassing to be watching, legitimately just be watching porn, just be masturbating. Like, nah, dude, I'm not watching 18th century silk videos. It's pretty bizarre, but it's cool. It's cool. Derek Guy is a cool little journalist, and he put us onto that. So yeah, cool little piece, and it's cool to learn about. I don't remember all the little technical details, but silk itself is a really interesting material. I think the bugs themselves or silk itself came from China way back when, and it's a super intensive process that they do a really good job explaining. So yeah, appreciated that. That's actually that was even cooler than I remember. It's got a really cool kind of Sam Youkilisian kind of flair to it, kind of mixing menswear and cinematography. It's quite cool. So that is a cool little find. All right, so Drake's has been covered. English silk has been covered. I think what's next is really just gigs, just partying. So let's talk about it. So I'm headed to Terminal. I'm headed to Terminal Fest, Terminal V. Terminal V is what it's called. It's an outdoor music festival, 2 days, but I'm going to one day. I'm going to the Sunday in April, in like 2 weeks, in Edinburgh. Really exciting. Let me show you all the lineup. Hopefully, maybe if you're heading to Terminal V, I'm pulling up solo. I'm pulling up solo Billy No Mates. This is the second time I've done this. I went to Gala Festival in London 2 or 3 years ago, solo. Kind of a bittersweet experience. The thing about going to gigs solo is not a big deal, right? There's probably lots of people who go to gigs solo. Not lots of people, but weirdos like me who have no friends. Festivals is different. Festivals is different. All right, festivals is a quite an audacious thing to do. Because it's even more communal than the gig, right? At the festivals, you've got legitimate, groups of 10 and 12 who have planned it out for 12 months. They've even booked a flight, right? I mean, I don't think there's going to be, that's also what's cool about this, is because it's Edinburgh and it's not like Ibiza, right? There's not going to be that many foreigners, I don't think. There's not going to be like Greeks and Germans and stuff. I think it's mostly going to be, I don't really know. I think it's going to be more of a local little scene, kind of Scots and maybe Irish and Brits. Which is cool because I've seen some cool. There's that legendary Fol Amour. Why did I say that so pretentiously? Fol Amour, right? The French DJ. There's a legendary video of him performing somewhere in like Belfast or Ireland, and the crowd, man. I know they drink up there. They drink and they have a good time and they like to have a laugh, and they're a good little crowd, aren't they? The Irish and the Scots. So yeah, it should be cool. So. All that being said, I'm pulling up solo. So if you have a cool little friend group, a little artistic photo kind of vibe, I would love to maybe tag along. That being said, I'm also not dying to kind of latch myself onto a group. There are some positives to going to festivals alone, right? You're on your own schedule, right? If you like this one stage and the rest of your friends are over there, you don't really have to feel ashamed, or there's no kind of you do whatever you want, right? There's no kind of compromises, right? I'm doing me. I want to see XYZ. I'm doing that. I don't care. You do you, right? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool in that sense. You just kind of get to float around. But it would be cool to make some. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get to Edinburgh on Thursday, and I'm going to try and if I'm out in the city and kind of seeing some little 25 unders or 30 unders. I'm gonna say what up and see if I can't have a little WhatsApp contact just to say, hey, I'm here, where are you guys at? I would love to have a little brew or have a little join their little circle for a bit, right? So all that being said, what else? Yeah, I'm pretty pumped up. Terminal V. It should be. This is my first gig in a while. I haven't been to a gig. Oh my God, I couldn't even tell you. It's been a long time, and it's going to be a first for me. There's going to be a first. So let's get into who I'm seeing and what I'm saying about it. Also, this is going to be at the venue itself. I'm not super convinced by. It seems a bit kind of whatever, right? It doesn't seem that interesting. But outdoor fest. One thing I gotta be careful about, I gotta bring sufficient clothing. I'm gonna make a video on my Terminal V experience. It should be cool. I'm thinking, even if I'm gonna want to punch myself, like I'm gonna be disappointed if I don't bring the camera, and then it turns out that, imagine, right, it's sunset, it's like these beautiful visuals, and it's all really cinematic and amazing, and there's lots of really cool looking people who would have talked to me and done interviews with me and stuff. So I have to bring the camera. It's going to be kind of annoying to have on the hip, this big old DSLR, but I have to bring it. Especially because the media policy allows you to bring cameras, which is uncommon for these kind of festivals. But yeah, I'm gonna make a video about my whole experience. All that being said, you do have to be a bit strategic with it, right? Because let's say you want to see, 3 different artists, and maybe they could all be on at the same time, right? On 3 different stages, right? So you do have to kind of pick and choose. You got to kind of forfeit one and gain in the other. So check it out. So there's 6 different stages, 6. All right, let me tell you something. This stage right here, you won't catch me at all. I've already gotten in, I've touched on this in another video. Techno, the kind of boom, 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 most of it sounds completely devoid of rhythm, and it's just not my thing. Let's leave it at that. It's not my thing. I don't think it's good. So I'm gonna leave that stage to those people, whoever they are. This stage also looked up a couple sets on YouTube and wasn't too impressed. Maceoplex I've heard of. I might need to go back to this one, but don't think I'll be catching myself here. This one, I think I looked up a couple of these people, also wasn't really convinced. I know it sounds like, what the hell are you doing at this festival if all these are not your thing? Here's the half, which is my thing. So Green Velvet would be cool. That'd be kind of big room, kind of Fisher Tech House, which is fine, right? It's okay. Eats Everything, same thing, kind of poppy tech house. Let's see, Jamie Roy is a bit smaller. I looked him up. I might slide over there. I'm gonna get there early, so I looked up Jamie Roy on YouTube, and he played some cool little stuff. So I might slide to his set. I'll be there early. Malgrab is obviously a legend. Didn't even look him up again because I just know his stuff is good. Couple interesting little names here. Check this out. So Effy is a chick that I just got put onto. I just discovered because I'm going to this gig, so I looked this chick up, and check out this track. Check out this little track right here. Ooh wee, check this out. This is a little bit of a banger. Check this out. Yeah, I'm saying for sure. Effy, that by the way was her debut single. How exciting is that? So I don't know where this chick is from. She might be a Brit or Scot or something, but very, very cool. And she's a chick, which is always cool. To kind of be, not all just a bunch of white dudes in the scene. So that is pretty cool. So I'm excited to, I'm going to definitely slide to her set. That is very, very exciting. Effy, Chloe Robinson also saw something a little interesting, something a little bit eye-catching from her in another set. So I'm going to slide. That could be a good little stage for me. Cargo. And then this is obviously where you will be catching me for probably half the day. The greenhouse, right? I think I looked up Alien Communications, Prince, and maybe Hammer, and wasn't very convinced. Roy Perez, I'm forgetting. Cynthia, I believe, was good. I saw something curious. And then Kerri Chandler and Chaos. Ooh wee. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I just saw a fantastic set on YouTube with Kerri Chandler. Kerri Chandler also very, very cool because that's kind of some back to kind of the house roots, right? The kind of communal love and community and this kind of really cool, really cool little message and kind of the whole kind of vibe is fantastic, right? It's all very, it's really cool. He plays really cool stuff. I like his, he's got, system, what was it? You're in my system, something like that. That's a legendary track. You know what I'm saying? So I've been listening to that, and I've kind of forgot how many good songs he has. And he should be cool live, right? He's a proper head. He's a proper, disc jockey. He's been doing this for decades. You know what I'm saying? So he's legit. Interesting choice here. Chaos is going after Kerri Chandler in the kind of prime 21, 9:30 slot. I'm excited to see Chaos. All right, and who am I to kind of make demands into? I'm expressing a bit of concern. Okay, of course, right? If you look at a DJ or a producer and they do 10 sets, right? You look at 10 mixes on YouTube. It makes sense that not all of them are going to be exactly your thing. All right, but I did see Chaos. I saw a set at Razzmatazz or some Barcelona kind of institution. And damn, they sometimes have a tendency to kind of go a little bit too left for my liking. And their stuff is already kind of weird, right? It's already a bit sort of, it's quite atmospheric, it's quite kind of dubby and jazzy, which is great. That's definitely my thing. I'm saying, they have a bit of this sort of, let's put some jungle kind of animalistic sounds in there, it's cool, right? But you kind of, it gets a bit alien, it gets a bit extraterrestrial, a bit like, okay, you've lost me, right? So I've seen some sets where I'm like, oh boy, that went left, and I didn't like that. But also I've seen some other sets in Paris and London and stuff where it's absolutely my vibe, deep, jazzy, rhythmic, funky, it's just. It's just really good. It's just really good. So, little bit nervous about that one, but hoping that is just going to be a banger of a set. Hoping that they can come in after Kerri Chandler, and really I can we can ride that wave as a crowd, as a group, as a kind of as a gig, right, as a festival. Hoping they don't really drop the ball. I saw some video or something where basically in Chandler's day, right back in the day, even if say there's 4 DJs, right, you're at the club and there's a DJ who should be going on in 15 minutes, supposedly way back when, if I was on fire, get out of my face. I'ma stay on the controller. I'ma stay spinning. I'm gonna keep spinning. I get it that you were supposed to, but when supposedly back in the day, the DJ, if that person was really killing it, I'm sorry, man, but I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna keep spinning. So and now I think there's a complete, that doesn't happen, right? If Fisher's going on at 11:30, Fisher's going on at 11:30. Opener, get out of my face, right? Take your little money, get out of here, which is a shame. It's a shame. So yeah, my thing is, right, I'm hoping that Kerri Chandler is going to be fantastic for sure, and you just hope that Chaos, right, kind of maintains this sort of energy. That's the only cause for concern. But anyway, if you are heading to what's it called, Terminal 5, I would love to link up. I would love to be a little 13th wheel for a little bit, right? I kind of like to do my own thing, but yeah, if you got a cool little group heading there, we should totally link up. That'd be sweet. Cause I'm Billy No Mates. You feel me? I'm Billy No Mates for the day. So all that being said, very, very exciting. I'll also be going to, I'll be heading to Phonox. I'll show a couple of pictures on the screen from, let me actually pull these up and credit this chick. A couple cool pictures here. This is Izzy, Wylie. Couple nice pics from Phonox. It's pretty great. I'll show some other ones while I'm speaking. But yeah, these are by Izzy. She I saw her get reposted by Louis Shen, who did a gig at Phonox recently. So very, very exciting to be going to Phonox. I'll be there the following weekend on the Friday at Nightmares on Wax, which should be pretty exciting. I'm really pumped up. it'd be cool to check out some other venues. I've already been to Phonox, and I really haven't been to the large majority of London clubbing institutions. But it's also kind of cool to an extent to kind of go back to a place, and I've kind of got a, kind of a tradition, right? That can be the spot where I look back, and yeah, I've been going there since my young 20s. I was already there a couple years ago. So yeah, really cool club, really like the ambiance, and I'm pretty pumped up to see it. All right, I think one last touch to kind of end it on a bit of a what would you say? Yeah, kind of a cautionary note, I guess. This was a little piece in l'OBS. L'OBS, I think, je crois qu'il s'appelle l'OBS. C'est un magazine français. C'est un magazine français qui est vraiment sympa, vraiment super. J'adore ce magazine. Quand je suis allé en France il y a 2 mois, 3 mois, j'étais dans l'aéroport et j'ai acheté ce magazine. And it's really quite cool. It's really quite cool. I thought it was really well done. Il y a des articles assez intéressants. Un sur la chasse, une querelle française sur le sujet controversé de la chasse en France. So this was a pretty scary little piece. So check this out. This is let's see if I can read this. I'm committed to the Candle bit. It's great for the eyesight, isn't it? This is La nuit, le trou noir et le spectre de GHB. À Londres, Paris ou Bruxelles, des dizaines de personnes disent avoir été droguées à leur insu dans des bars ces dernières semaines. Certaines ont été violées, d'autres cambriolées par Barbara Krief. Yeah, so what's happening is, by the way, GHB, I'm pretty conservative when it comes to the whole drug scene. I haven't done coke, I haven't done anything. So GHB is like it's like the partying kind of drug. It's like the raving drug. And what's happening is, yeah, there's been an uptick, or there was in the winter. There was an uptick, and there's been an uptick, and people getting really hurt, and really people getting robbed. It's been a little bit scary. Really, really scary stuff. Honestly, it is really, really scary. There was 2 guys. Obviously, women are heavily targeted, but it does happen to guys too. There's 2 guys at the club, right, and they're kind of going back and forth between their drinks. And yeah, they go back to their little section. They have drinks, and then 20 minutes later, they're kind of becoming a little bit nauseous, a little bit. They're really messed up at this point. They get separated, right? This one guy just kind of finds his way on the street, right? He's like doesn't really know where he is, and this guy, right? This guy intercepts him, and this guy's like, oh, are you okay, monsieur? Je te peux. Good French here. Je peux t'aider. Je te peux aider. He's like, can I help you, right? Can I assist you? And he helps this guy get a taxi. He helps this guy get a cab back to his apartment, all right? When he gets to the apartment, the guy, right, in theory, right, this good Samaritan, that's not who he is, he helps this guy get up to his apartment, all right? So now he's in the stairwell, now he's in this guy's apartment, right? And he tells this guy, hey, give me your carte bleue, and je vais payer le taxi. I'm gonna pay. Give me your card. And the guy's like, okay, yeah, okay, here, right, all right. Guy's gone, right? This dude wakes up the next morning, computer's gone, TV's gone, carte bleue, his credit card company has called him. There's been fraudulent charges for the past 12 hours. Or he's gotten robbed, drugged, and in his own home practically, right? So it's just absolutely terrifying. It's just absolutely terrifying. And the problem is this stuff is really, really hard to trace. It stays in the system for like 12 or 14 or a short amount of time, basically the time it takes you to become conscious again, right? And it's really, really sad, man. It's really, really sad. Some of these women say, the worst of it all, the worst experience was going to the police, right? Because they just sort of laughed at you and disrespected you and just haven't taken it seriously and don't believe you. So it's really, really sad, man. So yeah, not to end on a sad note, but hey, man, clubbing it's not a little fairy, wonderland, is it? There's lots of strangers out there. There's lots of bad people, lots of creeps, and yeah, just want to have my wits about me, especially because I do this kind of solo gigging, solo clubbing, and it's not really the time to just be going and having an absolute bender unless I want to end up in a ditch with no wallet and you know what I'm saying. So let's be careful with that, and yeah, keep my wits about me, and it should be good. If I have my camera on me anyway in Edinburgh, I'm not gonna. I'll be kind of lightly boozing. I'll have a fun time. Don't get me wrong, but I'll be super aware, and in London everything should be fine, right? But it's just being present. It's just being hyper present, and yeah, being aware that in this current climate, this is becoming a bit of a problem. A bit more of a problem as of late. Yeah, pretty unbelievable. Pretty unbelievable. Yeah, that one phrase, I thought that was c'est une phrase que je viens d'apprendre à leur insu. Right, so dis avoir été drogué à leur insu, right? Without my knowledge, right? J'étais et il m'a acheté ce chemise à mon insu, peut-être, right? Without my knowledge, she'd pick me up a little something. So, yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Edinburgh, London, very, very exciting. Very, very, very exciting. And let's see if I have any other little quick pics I can show you. I don't think I do. I want to check out this one spot. This spot looks pretty fantastic. Seed Library, Shoreditch. This looks very, very cool. I would love to, yeah, I've got a couple kind of different establishments I would love to patronize. So that is pretty exciting. Yeah, a couple of, I've heard this kind of, for whatever reason, this little cafe is kind of embedded in the menswear scene. I'm not sure how that happened, but Norman's Cafe, nice little pic. Yeah, so pretty exciting stuff. Pretty exciting stuff. Check out some hotels, check out the scene, and enjoy being in a cosmopolitan big city. Since right now I'm kind of living in a small town, it'll be really, really cool to be somewhere really live and really happening, and yeah, pretty pumped up. All right, number 6 is in the bag. I might try and slide you guys number 7 or number 8. I might make another series on Patin Dollart, since that was so well received, and I will catch you in the next one. It's been real. Bye bye.